In the villages of Africa, the night is not just the absence of sunlight. It is a presence, a realm where ancestors watch and shadows come alive. The tales we share are inspired by real events, secret rites, and sacred customs. Put aside your fears, but keep your mind alert, because tonight we are not telling a simple story. We are telling the destiny of those who crossed paths with spirits. Before we move on, if you haven't already, drop a like and subscribe. It gives us strength. Thank you. I didn't want rain to trap Jasmine. Hurry up. Just 2 more minutes, Elise, please. Certainly, I didn't live far from my workplace, but I hated the rain. I didn't like seeking shelter. My parents had forbidden it since I was little. That day, with my friend Jasmine at the shop, we received so many customers that closing time passed us by, and we were forced to wait. When we finally served the last customer, Jasmine filled out the charge form with a slowness that made me put on the pressure while watching the sky darken. She finished, Elise. We can go now. We stepped out quickly, eager to reach our homes. But it was all for naught because just a few meters out, heavy rain began to fall. It was utterly impossible for us to continue one and only option, seek shelter. This thing I detested, yet here I felt compelled to do it. Thinking of that day, I wonder if it wasn't better to brave the rain and head home. You'll understand why, with Jasmine, we entered that cafe to wait. I resented her so much because back at the shop, she insisted despite my plea to stop taking customers. She offered me coffee, demanding I join her inside. She wanted to make amends, I know, so I agreed. We sat facing the counter. She ordered 2 coffees and we drank, chatting about daily topics. Coming to sit down, I hadn't even noticed a man sitting there talking to the waitress until Jasmine said, "Why is that guy looking at you like that?" I spun around without a moment's delay to see who she was speaking of. "Not now, Jasmine, calm down." Akka, she diverted her gaze from the counter. Too late, he knew we were talking about him. "He's coming over." I was facing the counter, didn't turn to see him approach, but through Jasmine's eyes, I could picture his every move. With a deep, seductive voice, he greeted us. "Good evening, ladies." I turned, surprised. Even though I was really surprised, I responded politely. "Good evening, sir. I apologize. I hope I'm not disturbing you." Jasmine, knowing why he was here, stood up, pretexting to pay our coffee bill. I couldn't stop her, she left, and he took Jasmine's seat as if they had planned it. "You'll pay for this," I whispered to my friend. She just smiled and went away. "Since you entered, I've been watching you from behind the counter, unable to leave without speaking to you. It was interesting, so I wanted to hear more. Tall, average build, clearly fit from regular exercise. Brown eyes and his attire appealed to me. He spoke well and I wanted to hear more to push him. So I did. Okay, let me start again from the beginning. Gabriel, a young 37-year-old entrepreneur, approached me directly. Single and child-free, he cut right to the chase. "I'd like to see you again," he said softly. Not "I'll call you" or "we could," but rather a sweet certainty without pressure. I don't recall giving him my number. Only later, waking to the end of rain and finding Jasmine gone, did it hit me. "I enjoyed your company very much," he interrupted me. "You can call me Gabriel, okay. I enjoyed your company, Mavian, but I must go. I was just seeking shelter." "All right, I think if I get what I want from you, I'll pay for the rain every day." He manages to pull a smile from me before continuing. "Where do you live? I could drop you off." No, it's not necessary. I don't live far. We'll see each other again if God wills it, as you said. I'll figure out how to get home. I understand you and I won't push it. She rose, bidding him farewell, then went inside. That night she slept peacefully, a rarity. Just before closing her eyes, she thought, finally, someone truly good. Little did she know some men are raised to appear so. Kindness can be a role. And sometimes, the most beautiful meetings close doors quietly behind you. The next morning, as I prepared for the shop, I received a message from him wishing me a good day. At the bottom, he added, "May God protect you." I thought more than that, he's religious too since I am. Even though I wasn't always devout, I feared God. I replied, thankful, wishing him the same. A few minutes later, I took the path to the shop. Along the way, I'll tell my story. My name is Elise, Elise Manga. Back then, I was 28. I had just entered the workforce to support myself because my father, my pillar, my protector, had left me. Mommy was frail now, so I had to fight. I quit school and got this job through a friend of Mommy's. Breath, my father mock, had been my rock. He was gone, leaving me alone with Mommy Wada, whose health was delicate. I had to fend for myself. I abandoned my studies and landed here thanks to a favor from a friend of Mommy Wada's. This was a shop selling everything. Things were going well and we got paid monthly. It let me take care of Mommy Wada and myself. Physically, I was beautiful, curvy, but very reserved, closed off. I didn't let anyone near me. I wanted to focus, be present for Mommy Wada, take care of myself, breath. But Gabriel had broken that rule. He had slipped into my mind. At work, I found Jasmine already there, smiling when she saw me. She said, "Jasmine, it's the last time you do what you did yesterday. First, say hello, Manga. You love problems too much. I say nothing. We enter somewhere together. You leave, abandoning me. You were so focused on listening that I didn't want to ruin that moment. Breath. Suip. Open your heart, Manga. How many years have you refused to let a man flirt with you? Forget about that other side. Maybe there's already cobwebs over there. I only said I don't want it anymore. Besides, he's cute, charismatic, and seems rich according to what the waitress told me. I didn't say anything. I let her go all the way. Did you see his car? Did he drop you off? Who do you think I am? I didn't see his car because we didn't return together. I left when I realized you had abandoned me. There was a big car outside. It was his. Plus, what do I need with his car? Elise. Seriously, it's pointless to remain closed off like this. Give someone a chance to share your life. You're too defensive, and that's not good. Jasmine was right somewhere, I admit. And I realize now I've been too rigid. It's time to open up to someone. Gabriel kept popping into my mind. He was our topic of conversation all day. Jasmine tried to convince me. Her chat with the waitress was rich. She said I couldn't miss this chance. At home, we say rain is a blessing. A meeting under rain goes far. Stop it. Try and tell me then. In fact, I decided to give it a shot because, yes, I needed to after everything I'd already gone through. I so desperately wanted my heart to be receptive, to allow me to love, to let myself be loved, and also to enjoy love. By evening, I found myself thinking very hard about him. I so badly wanted him to write back, but it seemed he was busy. Jasmine told me to write to him, check on him. No, I don't want to seem like the one forcing something. Still defensive. Hand over your phone. She snatched it from mine and sent a message. Instantly, he responded, saying he had been thinking of me too, planning to write when he parked. Elise, hold your phone. When I took it, she said, "You're expected at the cafe where we were yesterday." Pardon, he asked if you were free for a drink. I replied yes. What? Why? Didn't I tell you I wanted to leave? 30 minutes, you're expected. And you can leave, I'll manage to close the shop. Don't trouble yourself. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't cancel because he didn't know it wasn't with me. Again, I promised Jasmine to even things out. I grabbed my handbag and went to meet him, who was already there. C was our first official date, and the start of a sequence I might regret or one that will truly change my life. I thought I'd found the man I needed, things moving so fast yet so well. He was so attentive, sometimes I doubted it. C, he said, "You just need to be open, look how happy you are." Jasmine challenged, proud of her suggestion. Until now, events supported her claim. I had nothing to complain about. Jasmine smiled, confident. "Then you like that, Elise?" "Of course. When I advised, you thought I wanted you harm. But tell me, what? And in bed, how does he behave?" I kept silent, confused by this sudden question. "Don't tell me you haven't done it, because people often say good boys are useless. That's what they say." I was embarrassed, surprised, and conflicted because indeed, Gabriel and I had never gone further than talking. Not even once. "Wait, you want to tell me this is too soon? In just a month? Do I still need advice on this?" "No, it's just that." "What exactly? When you visit him often, what happens? Do you only chat?" I realized again that I had never actually been to Gabriel's place. Jasmine didn't know, but without realizing it, she was making me think. She hesitated, then spoke softly. "Jasmine, please, let's talk about something else. I'm not in a rush. When the time comes, things will happen. And if you truly want to know, I'll tell you." "Ha ha, still so defensive. Anyway, today I wanted to ask you a favor. Would you stay at the shop, perhaps? Please. I have to go see my boyfriend. He's here in town for only 2 days. I couldn't refuse him, yet she was going to give me some peace. Still, I stayed to ponder and decided maybe it was time to take some initiative. 2 days later, Gabriel wrote in the morning that he'd like to eat together after work that evening. My response was to suggest we go to his place and I'd cook. "His place?" "Yes." "Why not? We always eat out." She shrugged. She didn't mind eating out. The important thing was spending time with him. "Speaking of spending time with me, it would be even better at your place, don't you think? Anyway, I'll pick you up tonight. We can discuss it there." She hadn't considered why such a trivial matter needed immediate discussion. What boy wouldn't want a girl to come cook for him at home, with the promise of something delightful to follow? That night, he parked near the shop just as we were about to close. He waited a few minutes, then hugged me tightly before speaking softly. "Elise, for tonight, let's go to a restaurant. At my place, there's no oven to cook with. I always eat out or order in." In addition, we could invite Jasmine. I guess she has nothing planned tonight. Okay. I flagged Jasmine down, who was about to take a taxi, and we went to a restaurant where the evening went very well. Finally, he dropped us off at our homes and left. "I hope you're not angry." "No, it's fine. Next time. At least you know now." "Yes. Another time, promised." "All right." I went home and so did he. The next day, I explained everything to Jasmine and she said, "It's then you impose yourself." "What doing that?" "Buy things for cooking and move in with him. I'm sure it will make an impact. Not bad idea. But all this must be expensive. Here's the shop. The owner won't know until you pay back." And she was right. Our boss trusted us so much she wouldn't check such details. 2 days later, I asked Gabriel to pick me up from the shop. When he arrived, I came out with an oven, low pots, dishes, and everything needed for cooking. He asked, "For whom is this?" "For you," I replied. "You said you didn't have kitchen equipment at your place, so I got them for you." "Wow, that's nice. Give me a few minutes, I'll close up and we'll go to your place. I'll set everything up." As I turned to grab my bag, he said, "Today that can't happen. I'm heading to a very important meeting." Today, his meeting couldn't wait. Wait, what? Yes, I knew, but I also had a meeting with my bosses. And just like he did, he added with that art of not making me doubt. "However, I'll take all this, and as soon as I'm free, you come to the house to install. I'll even buy gas." Okay, I get it. And there you go. Now help me put all this in the car. And so they began loading the effects, already more than 3 months, and until now, I never had the chance to go install the kitchen as was planned. Gabriel always found an excuse to dissuade me, and it was then that I started to think. But to think in the sense that I realized he was married and had been lying to me for a long time. So I decided to confront him. He had invited me once to a restaurant again, and I went. There, I told him I hadn't come to eat. "Why aren't you eating?" She ate nothing. She told him she had food at home. But wait for what? "You were afraid to tell me you're married. Why play with me like this?" He stammered, unsure how to respond. She pressed on. "How many months have you kept me waiting to see your house?" Still evading, he tried to change the subject. But she wouldn't let up. "Was it really about the house when you brought Elise out? It's about me. About me and somewhere else. You at least know my room, even if you've never entered it." He was so calm, like the darkness that never flares up regardless of the situation. And he knew how to speak softly. He seemed uncertain, his voice barely above a whisper. "I think you're making things up. And it's not fair. Elise, already, where did you get the idea that I'm married?" He paused, taking a small breath. "It's the only reason that could make a man hide where he lives." She laughed, a short, sharp sound. "Ha ha, funny, maybe also it's to protect you that I'm doing all this." "Protect me?" He echoed, his voice strained. "Me protect you from what?" You'll know over time. Should have taken those words seriously, but I was blinded by anger." "What?" "When you're ready to be true, you'll have my number." I stood up and walked out. He didn't move, stayed seated. I wished he'd tried to hold me back, but alas. Back home, I wrote to Jasmine. I said, "I'm done with this relationship." She knew the reasons, but asked me to calm down and be patient. But I already had doubts now. Gabriel hadn't called or written. He remained silent for 3 or 4 days, but I didn't forget about him. "Elise," Jasmine pleaded, "please make yourself pretty tonight. I want us to go out. My boyfriend is here." At the shop, she hinted at the evening ahead. "Eki, your boyfriend and me, I need to look nice too." "But yes, I want us to go out. We'll go to an extremely fancy and luxurious restaurant." Where did your boy get the money from? What? You complain here all the time that he doesn't have enough money. I'm not complaining. I just say he hasn't got any yet. And sometimes you have to treat yourself, right? I get it. That night I came home, got dressed up. I put on a never-worn black dress that hugged my curves. The date was at 8 p.m. I was on time and found Jasmine already there with her boyfriend, whom I'd met twice before. "Vous êtes ravissante," she said. "Merci." However, she wasn't badly dressed, but it was far too simple for such a special evening where I seemed more adorned. Her boyfriend's behavior should have raised red flags. He appeared uncomfortable, often hesitating to order, while Jasmine reassured him to feel at ease. He cast me occasional glances, questioning who I was. At 9 p.m., a buffet arrived. 2 other people claimed to be friends of Jasmine's boyfriend, but their unfamiliarity was obvious. As the meal drew to an end and they still lingered, I felt uneasy and trapped. So I excused myself to go home. And then, from behind me, a soft melody of violin and guitar wafts through the air in the brief moment I turn around. He kneels beside me, holding out a ring. He proposes marriage. "Elise Manga," he says, "I am a man of principle. I take my time and never rush. Last time you said I was married, but know this. If the day comes when I am, you will be my wife. Months of bliss passed by your side, Elise Manga. Now let them continue by becoming my wife." Finally, it was clear you had now understood it wasn't a dinner organized by Jasmine and her boyfriend, but a plot. I loved Gabriel, even though I was angry with him. I couldn't say no to his proposal. So, I accepted. Cheers and applause echoed everywhere. He sat with us for a few minutes, then leaned in close. "Hurry, we're traveling tonight." "Travel? But where?" "A surprise, but we're leaving the city. Gabriel works tomorrow. He might have made a deal with Jasmine. Don't worry." Jasmine, smiling, winks at me. "And my spare clothes. Everything is arranged, done, and off we go." He convinced me completely because I trusted him so much. 30 minutes later, we left the table. 2 cars waited outside for directions still unknown to me. In the car, lying on his chest, I felt safe. He ran his fingers through my hair, and I didn't want it to stop. When did I fall asleep? No idea. But sunlight and bird songs woke me up that morning. He said, "Finally, you're awake. I thought you were going to sleep for hours, sitting next to me in a bathrobe." I looked around, trying to figure out where I was and how I got here. Suddenly, waves crashing behind me on the balcony. "Where are we, Gabriel?" "Crib I. We arrived yesterday. You were exhausted. I carried you to the room without wanting to wake you." "Crib I had never been to Crib I before. It was my first time, and everything was so beautiful, just like I heard it described. We have so many activities to do. We return tomorrow." "Okay, where should we start?" This day was unforgettable. I enjoyed myself so much, and time seemed to stand still. We explored everything, tried local specialties, and ended the night dancing in a nightclub. Even though I couldn't bear it, it was breathtaking. That night, returning home, I took a bath. Stepping out of the shower, I wore nothing because finally I wanted him. He made me wait, he said. "I have a call from my bosses. I'm coming." And once again, I lay down only to wake up the next day when we needed to go back, and we hadn't done anything. I started doubting, and I didn't hide what I felt. "Gabriel, why am I acting like a man in this relationship? It feels forced, like I'm reaching for your intimacy. He isn't pressing me. He reminds me I'm not rushed." "Yes, but you're so enigmatic. Sometimes I wonder who you truly are. You'll know soon enough." Now that we're going back to Yeoande, what happens? After saying yes, "Don't worry, I've thought about it. You'll move into a new apartment I've paid for. You'll leave your room." "Okay, and you? And where will you live?" He smiled and replied, "At home." "I thought we should live together. The apartment I paid for, it's our home. But I still have my own place. What are you hiding? Why can't I know where you sleep?" "Because it's just my principles. Nothing serious. Once we're officially married, you can even live in my underwear if you want, if you cheat on me. With my lifestyle, it's impossible for that to happen. Believe me, you better not." When we go back to Yaoundé, he sent a truck to help me move and set up my luxurious new apartment in a fancy neighborhood. Luxury, we all love it, and for a few days my doubts vanished. My girlfriend. Elise des Elise, come tell me about your stay in Kribai. You first, I've got your back. We plan things for me and you're behind it without telling me. Akka, leave that for now. I was going to tell you so you wouldn't ruin everything. Tell me about your stay. Is it good? That's all that interests you. Well, let me tell you, nothing happened. What? You lie, sip. I even stayed naked all night. The gentleman was talking on his phone with his bosses. That's strange. You don't even experience it. We came back and he installed me in an apartment. Really? But that's great. Great. And what if he was really married? No, I don't think so. I went to see the waitress where we met her and she told me he isn't married. But that he's difficult with many principles. This weekend, he said he'd accompany me to see Mom too. You see how serious he is. Jasmine, but how can you be with someone and not know where he sleeps? If one day we look for him, what will I say? Be patient. Plus than just speed, 4 months together. Yes, but lately for sex, you said a month was enough. Be consistent. Even Jasmine couldn't explain this behavior. Yet, deep down, I knew all she wanted was my happiness. Gabriel had decided to join me at the village to visit sick Mommy Wada, and also to make introductions. Normally, with someone like Gabriel, things should go smoothly. All mothers want a handsome, wealthy son-in-law who cares for his child. But things didn't go as I imagined during this visit. If I was so enthusiastic, it was because Gabriel himself offered it to me. I remember the day we talked about my mother and I told him she was sick. He then decided we would visit her, and we did. In his car, we went there. I wasn't far from town, making meetings easy. Upon arrival, my little cousins, watching over Mommy Wada, came to greet us. They told me she was in her room, so I suggested Gabriel follow me to see her, and everything started there. Her room? No, I'm not going in. Why? How am I supposed to enter a room of someone I've never met? Do what you're talking. You're with me. No need for protocol. No. Go ahead, I'll wait here. I'll see her when she comes out. I respect your mother's privacy. I can't risk invading something so personal on our first meeting. As always, he spoke so calmly and composedly, it put me at ease, making me trust him completely. We're here. We're not rushing, he added. Okay. As I approached Mommy Wada's room, Gabriel stayed outside, greeting my cousins, handing out drinks, doling out money. Inside, I found Mommy Wada lying down. Yes, she looked very ill, her breathing was slow, and she seemed extremely tired. But then she opened her eyes and saw me. Elise, she whispered. My daughter, how are you feeling? Mom, it's me asking, how are you? Here I am as you see me. God keeps me safe still. She raised her eyes towards the cross above her bed. She whispered, the children told me you were coming today. There wasn't the strength to greet you. Don't worry about it. It's all right, she said softly. I came alone, Mother. I brought my friend, my boyfriend. We got engaged just a few days ago. Engaged? She echoed, her voice barely a whisper, and I don't even know him. No, Mother, just me and my fiancé, that's why we're here. And why didn't he enter with you? He said he prefers not to. Anyway, we're still here. You'll see him. For now, rest. Okay. So tired, I let her sleep. I left the room. Cousin, find a doctor or nurse to check on her. Meanwhile, I went to my room to rest with Gabriel. Hours later, the doctor arrived. He tended to Mommy Wada, placing in Roman 4, taking her vital signs. The doctor spoke of results the next day. Gabriel hadn't returned to our home yet. This didn't concern me much. I kept going back and forth between the room and outside. He sat on a bench, lost in thought. Until 9 p.m., when everyone else went to bed to be fresh for the field in the morning. Gabriel, let's go rest. Since we arrived, you haven't even crossed the threshold of the house. Come on, I'll follow you. What? Go on, I'm coming. Do you even know the bedroom? But what's your problem? You prefer staying outside instead of entering. Do you have an issue with this house? Elise, I'm coming. Exhausted, I stood up to go inside, and by chance I touched him. I jumped. His skin was so cold.